Hi, everybody. Okay. Okay, there we go. All right, guys, yay! Deadly Premonition 2, I am so excited to start playing through this. I've been just dying to talk with everybody since I got to start playing this 2 weeks ago. Have any newcomers? Hi, my name is Whitney, and I love Deadly Premonition a whole bunch. It's one of my all-time favorite games, and I've been anticipating the sequel ever since it's been announced, and I was one of the lucky few who got a review copy, so I have played this game. So this will be my second time through, and usually when I live stream, I usually play survival horror games, and I do it all year round to raise money for Extra Life, so if you have a few bucks to spare, please consider donating. It's really greatly appreciated. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this bad boy started. Oh boy. How you guys doing tonight? Oh shit, I forgot to adjust the sound options. Oh well, I'll do that when I get to it. Okay. Thank you, Rambro. I'll try not to talk over the cutscenes, okay? I'll probably stream maybe 2 hours, maybe 3. We'll see. I do have work tomorrow, but I am working from home, so, you know. Let me know if it's too loud and stuff, okay?
God damn it. What a way to start the new year. At this rate, I'll be dead by Easter.
Quiet down, Agent Jones. You're on the clock.
Quiet down? Ha! You have any idea what you've done? I'd be half naked in Havana right now if you hadn't shown up. Soaking up some rays, surrounded by a harem of bikini queens, a mojito in one hand, and a seafood-slathered Havana-style pizza in the other. What did I do to deserve this? Does God hate me?
No. The Regional Bureau Chief merely issued a special order.
Oh. Yeah. How could I forget? A special order to rob me of my well-deserved vacation.
You want pizza? I'll buy you some pizza. You can find that junk anywhere.
Whoa! Hey! Hold on a minute. What did you just say? Pizza is not junk.
Do not insult pizza.
Pizza is a sacred food, bestowed upon us by God Himself. You need to apologize right now. This is sheer blasphemy.
Apologize to who? Pizza or God?
Ha ha! You think you're so clever. Maybe if you'd eaten pizza this morning like a decent person, you wouldn't have cut your finger.
I only cut my finger because I couldn't find a left-handed can opener at the hotel. Normally, I would never make such an amateur mistake.
Oh, really? Well, if you want me to get into gear, then just feed me some pizza, okay?
We must act unfaithfully and abandon our ideals again and again. We cannot advance from one period of life into another without causing these pains of treachery.
Nietzsche, again, please spare me, before my ears start to bleed. Ever since the moment you got here, it's been nothing but Nietzsche quotes.
The worst enemy you can meet will always be yourself.
I said knock it off. I prefer pizza to philosophy. Want me to dial the number for you?
Come on, Agent Jones. It's time to get serious. Your 4.5 years of hard work are finally about to pay off, and all you're focused on is this nonsense?
Pizza isn't nonsense.
Yes, my chat is a little bit
Quiet.
short.
As you wish, Mother. My lips are sealed. Happy now?
Oh, I think that's finished it. Okay, oops. All right. Alrighty. So, I think that's all he says. Yeah, there is a lot of good dialogue.
Agent Jones, don't let him take control of the conversation. The moment you let your guard down, he'll strike. And no red, remember?
It's open. Come on in.
Yeah, maybe you guys shouldn't have talked so loud in front of his front door.
You have questions for us. That's why you're here, isn't it?
So, you're very limited on the movements you could do in these sections. So right now all I can do is go towards this coat rack. The soundtrack in this game is really great, guys. I really hope they put out the soundtrack for sale at some point. I would totally buy it.
Mr. Morgan, before we question you, allow me to first read you your rights. Anything you say may be used against you in a court of law.
Is this better?
Please keep that in mind as you speak.
Or is the game volume too low? I can bump that up.
Do we have permission to film this?
Don't worry, my fairy. They're free to do whatever they like.
Closer to myself.
Something wrong, Mr. Morgan? I'm FBI Special Agent Aaliyah Davis, and this is...
Simon Jones. An analyst from the Boston branch. He's been monitoring us for years now.
Oh, hi.
Okay, I think I just need to talk louder.
Seriously.
A Southern belle and a lonesome loser who can't catch a break. Quite the uncanny duo. You'd be the perfect stars for the latest video game. Isn't that right, my fairy? How many years has it been since someone came to chat with us? Oh, but don't ask me about my fairy. That's a private matter.
It's hard to tell what he's thinking, but my eyes can't be deceived.
Okay, so
If he's hiding something, it'll come out in his face.
in these sections, you essentially can just look, observe, and she'll have thoughts to herself about whatever she was observing. And then if you actually inspect it, you'll start a conversation with Zach. So it's very much like D4, where you have to, look around and whatnot. So let's first look at his awards.
Letters of appreciation from the governor and the Department of Justice.
Oh shit, I gotta push buttons.
They're caked in dust as if he doesn't even care about them. You solved many difficult cases across your career, utilizing your own unique MO. You've expertly cracked cases that were otherwise thought to be unsolvable. According to our records, after joining the FBI in 2002, you quickly solved 2 drug ring-related kidnapping cases. In 2003, you solved the inside-out flesh skinner case in the suburbs of Pittsburgh. In 2004, the Jeffrey Dahmer wannabe case in Milwaukee. And also the stuffed human collector case in St. Louis that very same year. Then, in 2005, you coincidentally happened to solve the Lise Clarkson murder case while on vacation. You went on to solve many other cases after that, all of them seemingly inexplicable. Did you really solve these cases all on your own? There are no records of you using a wide-scale investigative team or working with anyone else. How did you ever accomplish such monumental feats all by yourself?
He wasn't by himself. Oh shit. Sorry, I didn't mean to push that.
The FBI files show no record of you ever working with a partner. Do you mean you worked with some sort of unofficial partner or an outside confidant?
Our partner is our partner. We've always worked together.
Oh yeah, Zach is like a whiz.
Besides, Belle, you're forgetting one important thing. After the St. Louis case, we stopped by a diner on our way home and caught Thelma and Louise, 2 highly sought-after fugitives.
There's so much movie talk in this game. I love it. I love it. At one point, yes, he does bring up Tom and Jerry in the 2005 portion. So this is one of your abilities in the game. It's very useful in the 2005 section when you need to find items on the ground. And then, of course, when you want to find the fleur-de-lis or lily emblems side mission. So that's another great thing about this sequel, is they really learned from the first game about how they kind of have to explain the game mechanics, because a lot of people would go through the game not knowing a lot of them, and they kind of struggled. In this game, there's really no chance of this except not knowing how to use a skateboard at first, but that's my own fault. But I really like this improvement where they pretty much explain everything in the pause menu. It's great. So I think all I can do... let's look at his weed.
This smell. It doesn't surprise me at this point, but it'll be problematic in court if they decide his testimony is unreliable. I won't get another chance to talk to him face to face like this. I need to get him to stop smoking that for a bit. Excuse me, Mr. Morgan, but would you please refrain from consuming that while we speak? I'm talking about... Yes, that.
You don't need to worry about us. Don't get in our way, and we won't get in yours.
Unfortunately, questioning doesn't work like that. Our data needs to be consistent. Now please put out that stinking indulgence right this minute.
Hell no. The boss of me?
What if we say no?
Then I'll put it out myself. Using force.
Whoa, whoa, Aaliyah! This is Morgan's house.
Good cop, bad cop.
Besides, it's legal in Massachusetts for individuals to consume cannabis in the comfort of their own homes. And I mean, come on.
I always found it smelled like skunk. Maybe it's just people were smoking really bad weed. But it smells like skunk to me.
It's medicinal.
Exactly.
So when we were kind of going over the trailers that they put out, we were like, wow, why does that look so bad? It hasn't been, that long since the Greendale Case. Well, there's a reason behind it.
Francis Zach Morgan. He was once an FBI special agent, an extremely talented one. At least that's what they tell me. Perhaps he was a little too talented.
Someone's jealous.
Hey, Belle. Why are you dressed so handsomely?
What are you talking about?
The thick black accessory wrapped around your neck. That's a male necktie.
Can you really tell that? I didn't realize that there was really a difference between ties made from men and women. But, what do I know?
The color black represents confidence and interest in the self. And your decision to wear a male tie symbolizes your declaration of war against a predominantly male society. Or perhaps it's a psychological barrier meant to hide the weakness that dwells deep within your psyche. We admire your bravery.
I thought you retired from profiling.
I don't think that's something he can turn off.
Bullseye, huh? You're an easy one to read.
In order to think with society, a man must first gouge out his eyes and cut off his ears.
Yeah, Zach, in these segments, he seems so suspicious and, this is not the Zach we know, so it really gripped me while I was playing, oh shit, I need to find what's going on, so I was very eager to get to the 2005 segments to get to these segments, but then when I was in these segments, I wanted to get back to the 2005 segments. I was just so engrossed while playing this game.
Don't judge a book by its cover. For someone who's supposed to have been one of our best, you've got an awful eye for people. Or did all that smoke and kill all your little gray cells?
Okay, Aaliyah, that's enough. She's smart, but she's also more of a shrew than she lets on.
Agent Jones, that's
That
sexual
was not
harassment.
appropriate, dude.
So, Belle,
So if you see the little leaf in the bottom right corner, I have to push the button to move the conversation along. So if there's like a pause, it's because I forgot to push the button.
does that barrier of yours also protect you from violent criminals?
I'm trying to be really careful
He's more
because I don't want to
dangerous
skip
than I thought.
anything.
Can't read him. I'll just have to assault him head-on with questions
Good
then.
try.
First, I'll try using the files on the table to shake him
Okay.
up.
Let's do it. Okay, so I only have 3 items, I think. So let's look at him first.
Stage 4 progressive malignant tumor. How do humans behave when they know death is just around the corner? And what if that human is also a high-functioning sociopath? Mr. Morgan, may I ask you a question purely out of curiosity? If it makes you uncomfortable, just let me know. And I'll retract it.
Belle, what's wrong? You sure put a lot of effort into that approach.
It's a question about death.
Yeah, he does remind me a lot of Sherlock in these segments.
About this body?
Are you afraid of what's coming?
Well, no, you see, my best friend and the girl I love and a bunch of other victims are going to be waiting for me in a diner, so I'm all set to go.
Think carefully about why we're smoking this, then ask us again. Honestly, we're not afraid. Rather, we find it intriguing.
Intriguing.
Yes. Belle, have you ever been to the Grand Canyon in winter?
No.
In the dead of winter, the Grand Canyon is terribly cold.
Oh, no, that was just part of the story framing in the director's cut. I believe that's now been retconned because they've removed it from the Origins release. So it's not canon anymore. Oh, he's probably smashed.
Colder than you could imagine. A cold that no photograph
only,
could ever express.
In this segment, he's only like, I don't know, 45 or something, right? So he's still pretty young, but he looks pretty bad because, he's dying right now and he already had white hair and stuff. So he's not that old.
The sun. Powerless. And the temperature drops below 0. Right in the middle of the day.
Hello, Risky. How are you doing? Thank you for joining.
Meaning?
Meaning, you can't really understand something until you experience it for yourself.
Oh, thank you so much.
If you want to learn more about us, you need to gain more experience. Well,
Yes, this is my second playthrough. Okay, let's look at the chessboard.
These
Oh,
files are
that's-
from the case that took place just outside
That
of New
wasn't
Orleans
what I
in
meant to look at, but
2005.
okay.
The agent who handled the case was Francis Zach Morgan. And now he's sitting right in front of me.
Okay, let's look at the... So certain items will move the story along, so I'm going to try to look at everything I can before I trigger the correct item to move on the conversation.
An ornate antique chessboard. Looks like he stopped halfway through the game. But who was playing with him?
I kind of wondered if he decided to take up chess because York was the chess player and maybe Usha made him feel really bad. He's like, you know what, fine, I'll learn how to play chess. Oh yeah. Okay, let's talk to him about the chessboard.
Do you remember the homicides that took place in Le Carré, Louisiana in 2005?
Sorry.
We solved that case.
Your report states the following. By coincidence, you encountered a serious incident in a town you visited while on vacation. You then decided to steal the right to investigate from the local law enforcement and took over the case.
He was going to steal it, but he didn't have to. It's going great. I'm playing Daily Premonition 2 finally. Well, for you guys, I've played through it, but I'm very excited to share this game with you guys because I really, really enjoyed myself when I was playing it.
After several more homicides, you managed to apprehend the perpetrator.
Hi! You made it! Oh, Press X adjacent. Hi, how's it going? Got a lot of regulars popping in. I was a little bit afraid given how late it was.
Yes.
I was going to be streaming
Yes.
right now.
Yes, that's exactly what happened. We stole the right to investigate from them, just as you said.
It all started when the body of a 16-year-old girl was discovered. You arrived in Le Carré immediately after that, didn't you?
We just can't seem to keep ourselves away from dead girls.
That sounds pretty wrong, Zach. I'm not gonna lie. No wonder she thinks you're a sociopath.
Did you really visit that town just to take a vacation?
We don't know. If you already have the report, then we suggest you read it, Belle. Either way, that case is closed.
Closed. You sure about that? Don't you think this puzzle is still missing some crucial pieces?
Come on. No need to beat around the bush with us, Belle.
They found Lise Clarkson's body. It was hidden deep within the Clarkson Food Delivery Services cold storage warehouse.
After 14 years, we finally discovered the body of the very first victim.
He was 33 in Greendale, so I assume he's 43. Or at least 42 right now.
Do you know what this means? That's why we're here.
Well, he's actually terminally ill right now. So he's suffering from brain cancer. So I'm sure chemo racked his body. And he already had white hair and stuff, so he might look a little bit older because of that. Yeah, got a tumor. It is a tumor.
The first victim in the case he solved, Lise Clarkson. This is a photograph of what she looks like now. How will he react when he sees it?
Yeah, it was mentioned a little bit earlier when I observed Zach. He has a brain tumor at the moment. They're going to actually kind of go into it again in the dialogue, so don't worry.
The body that went missing for 14 years was suddenly discovered frozen in a warehouse.
You would have thought, huh?
This is some kind of message from the victim to us.
At least I think it's a brain tumor. Maybe I'm remembering this wrong. I'm pretty sure it's a brain tumor. Okay, so I can't look at anything else.
We're pleased that her body turned up. Deeply pleased.
You claim to have closed this case, but now a lost body suddenly surfaced. Aren't you curious about the details?
Body or not, we already solved
We
that
sure
case.
did, Zach. Unfortunately, no trading cards, unless maybe that's another side mission I haven't unlocked. There's still side missions I have not found. So there might be, who knows. But for my first playthrough, no.
Lisa's body can't change anything now. And it certainly has nothing to do with us.
I suspect the body was stored there rather than abandoned, due to the unnatural state it was found in. She was found frozen in a storage unit. Therefore, she looks exactly the same as she did when she disappeared. In fact, she's in such good condition that we can even determine the murder weapon and cause of death.
Well, good for you.
He's still a dick. I love it.
Even stranger is how unbelievably beautiful she looks. At first glance, few would guess she was a murder victim at all. She looks more like a piece of art, or a mythological figure from a painting.
This keeps getting better and better.
Better and better?
Isn't that right, my fairy? A corpse as beautiful as a goddess. Sounds just like our story. Yes. Yes.
That went okay. Now I'm sure that Morgan's hiding something.
Yes, I did want to stream Parasite Eve. I'm thinking maybe I can do that for my end of the year stream. I'd probably have to replay it though. I haven't played through the first game since its release, so I'd have to re-familiarize myself with it. But that might be a fun game to do in December.
I may be able to get what I want if we go deeper into the documents.
Okay. Well, we are going to look at the chessboard instead.
An ornate antique chessboard. Looks like he stopped halfway through the game. But who was playing with him? That chessboard looks rather old.
keep forgetting I have to push a button.
And you can't even buy those ivory pieces anymore.
Right, they were banned by the CITES Treaty.
That was made in France in the 1900s. We know it's in bad taste. But the weight of the ivory just feels so good in our hands.
That was really nice. Aha Shake, thank you for gifting some subs.
You play chess alone?
Is that a crime?
No. But it's a hard game to enjoy when you're all by yourself.
He's probably just replicating famous games. Or trying to solve problems from a chess workbook. Right,
Hey, good
Morgan?
cop.
I may not look it, but I'm actually a bit of a chess nut myself. When I was in school, I used to pore over every issue of Chess Life, the magazine published by the U.S. Chess
But are
Federation.
you as much of a chess fan as Dr. Usha Johnson? I wonder.
Well, unfortunately, your guess is completely wrong, Agent Jones. He isn't replicating a famous game, nor is he solving workbook problems. There isn't a single chess book to be found in this
How do
apartment.
you know that? We have not been through his entire apartment, Aaliyah. Jesus. She's so suspicious of everything he does.
And I didn't find any chess-related websites in his internet history.
What? What? You went through his internet history? Damn. Hope you weren't looking at some weird porn, Zach.
He was simply playing chess, all alone.
So, what's wrong with that, Belle?
I don't understand it. How could a single human being seriously play as both sides?
You just publicly confessed to stealing personal data.
On camera,
Seems like
too.
that's a much bigger problem.
Oh no, everything was done in a perfectly legal manner. We simply happened to intercept a handful of data being sent out from an unknown origin.
Happened, I'm sure.
Oh, now she's really trying to scare us. Did you hear that, my fairy? Serious nightmare fuel.
Wait, I can still talk about the chessboard?
Who is it? This my fairy character you keep speaking to.
None of your business. You said not to ask about his fairy. Come on.
You can't see her?
Oh yeah, Parasite Eve is really cool. Parasite Eve 2, excuse me, was really cool.
Such bad manners. You barge into our apartment, yet you don't even care about who else is living here.
Dissociative identity disorder. In the past, it was known as multiple personality disorder. You were subjected to an internal probe only once during your career, correct?
She's a woman on a mission, and she doesn't trust him, so... I talked with Dan on the Greendale Radio podcast. It was really interesting playing these segments because we got to see it from an outsider's perspective about Zach. And we're like, we know Zach, we know he's a great person, and here she's just so dang suspicious of him. It kind of after a while, you start going, does she have a reason? Like, what happened? And that's another thing that really kind of hooked me. It's like, what did Zach do between the 2005 case and now? Because she's really mean to him.
They suspected that you had DID, but you denied it. And no problems arose during your test.
Wasn't that kind of easy to fake, though? If you don't want people to know, you can just, have one personality talk the whole time?
Is this how you dealt with the psychological profiler back then, too?
Yeah, Simon's the good cop in this pair.
Saying strange things, weaving unrelated matters together. Is that how you slipped through?
You're free to draw your own conclusions, Belle. But my fairy clearly exists. She's been sitting right there on your lap this entire time. Hey, stop it. No violence allowed in here, Belle. Wouldn't want to scare my fairy, now would we?
Don't want to see Zach angry. Alright, so... I kind of forget which one triggers the next conversation, so we're just gonna, I guess, look at the photo first.
He didn't so much as twitch when he saw the picture of the body. He's even tougher than the rumors made him out to be. But I was prepared for that. And if my hunch is right, he's deeply intertwined with this case. Far deeper than what my superiors think.
Hopefully this will not move it forward.
You may be wondering why we decided to unearth all these old files.
Yeah, I'm wondering that.
Everything happens for a reason.
Excuse me.
The moment Lise Clarkson's body was found, we did the best we could to start our own local investigation. But there wasn't much we could actually investigate due to the damage caused by the hurricane.
Katrina, by the way.
Then we assume you also questioned everyone who worked in the warehouse.
Oh, no, this is my second time through the game. I got this game early to write a review. And I made a video review I posted on 2 Whitney Plays yesterday. So this is my second time through the game.
Of course. We questioned all the Clarkson Food Delivery Services employees who staffed the warehouse and its owner. But we still have yet to obtain any key testimonies.
Par for the course with a 14-year-old case, if you ask me.
Not to mention how bad the timing was. Most of the employees were on vacation.
So, you gave up on the investigation and came to see us instead.
Yeah, this section is very much like a visual novel, because I have to keep pushing a button to move the
Remember what happened,
conversation along.
my fairy? That warehouse. That man. So incoherent. Such a pain.
Hey, are you talking about the guy who managed the vault where Lisa's body was found? Yeah, I think he started working there in 2005.
I think it's pretty common. I mean, yeah, when I hear the name, I do think of the singer as well. But I don't think it's too uncommon.
Remember, Aaliyah? You said he was a pain to deal with, too.
She's like, shut up, Simon.
The large man, yes? No need to answer, if you don't want to. I'm sure you've already put him under surveillance. Textbook FBI protocol.
The person who originally admitted this report was his superior, Robert Abrahams, current chief of the Boston branch. According to Chief Abrahams, Morgan's got his own modus operandi. It's not something that others should interfere with. Well, Chief, look what that's gotten us into now.
Isn't there someone else you should have talked to before coming to us? Such as...
We were unable to reach Patricia Clarkson. You look surprised. I thought you already knew. After all, you visited Louisiana last week. We assumed you met with her during your time there.
We haven't been to Louisiana. Not in 14 years.
Is that so?
We've been right here in our apartment this entire time. That man is our witness. Aren't you, Simon?
He's right. He didn't even take a single step outside on Christmas Eve. Which means that I didn't get to either.
Are you positive about that?
Here comes the spy fiction reference.
I took the liberty of checking some airline records. Last Friday, the name Billy Bishop was listed on a morning flight out of Boston. This is the fake name you used to use as an agent, isn't it?
A mere coincidence.
Yet that's not all. That evening on the same day, a man with a large scar on his forehead allegedly purchased an '89 Cadillac from a small used car lot in Le Carré.
Yep. Spy fiction from on PS2. It was one of Swery's games. Billy Bishop was the name of the other spy you could be, the male spy you could be in the game. I think when I streamed it, I was the chick. So I don't remember her name though.
He reportedly said he wanted something old, big, and strong. The owner of the car lot felt it was a strange order, so it stuck in his mind.
Our world is filled with mysteries. And they always have the most bizarre timing.
Incidentally, on the following day, an identical Cadillac was taken to a scrapyard in Trenton, New Jersey.
You can find that type of car anywhere. Isn't that right, my fairy?
Morgan's right. Everything happens for a reason. Even this messy room. There must be a reason for it. Especially when it comes to those strangely tidy spots. They're practically begging me to question them.
Okay. Let's look at his DVDs.
DVDs are all over the place. I know that he's a shut-in, but this still seems like way too many for one
Actually,
person.
it's not that many.
And I've never heard of any of these titles before. a stinking indulgence, and a massive DVD collection.
See Ninja Police right there? And then there's a series of ones that say police dogs. The circle. I'm just trying to look at all these. Emerald Dragon, Aqua Time, Lola X, the Evil Mutant, I think? Or Mountain? Right, I can't read that. Whatever.
You must live a very comfortable life.
We're retired.
He likes a lot of good
remember?
boys. I thought that the extra cutscenes in the director's cut were kind of inane, so I wasn't too, upset that they removed them. And if removing them meant we got the sequel, I'm glad they were removed. They were retconned.
Retired in your 40s. I'm envious.
Hey, this just be as awesome as he is, and then maybe you could.
But who doesn't love movies, Belle?
I'm not a fan.
Oh, sacrilege. No.
Oh, that won't do. You should dedicate all the free time you have to watching movies. It's practically an unwritten law. Films guide us.
Okay, I don't know about that, Zach.
Films are filled with every important life lesson there is.
Oh, yeah, I would say, yes, that Deadly Premonition 2 makes DP Origins and the original Deadly Premonition the canon one.
Is that so?
For example, They Live.
Oh.
1988, directed by John Carpenter. That film taught us a valuable lesson. Always put on your sunglasses before a
Is
fight.
that really the important lesson? I don't think it was.
You've got a point. Movies teach us about everything we need to know.
Yeah, Zach, let's go on a little tangent and just talk about movies for 25 minutes. I'm sure she would love that.
I learned about the right way to eat frozen pizza
What?
from Cobra. It's one of Stallone's best films.
What? Okay, I've not seen that movie, but somehow I doubt that's what what the movie was about.
Before that, I wouldn't be caught dead trying to eat frozen pizza. I thought it wasn't fit for human consumption. But that film changed my life.
Simon, that has nothing to do with the film. You're just talking about pizza.
Well, pizza's food from the gods. Apparently. Okay, don't want to look at this spot yet, so look at the empty box.
Poly-MVA supplements. And a home IV kit. It's probably filled with highly concentrated vitamin C. He said that being on the verge of death is intriguing. But then why does he have such an elaborate home medical care setup?
Just a guess, but I think he has unfinished business, maybe.
How does he truly feel? Do you like fresh vegetable juice?
Okay, bye. Talk to you soon. Thank you for stopping by.
Why would you think that?
There's a juicer in your sink that hasn't been washed yet. And do I smell the faint fragrance of baked beans? You didn't use much salt, did you?
What are you implying?
You just told me that you find impending death to be intriguing. That confused me. When I look around your room, all I can see are the many ways in which you're resisting death. Poly-MVA treatment, highly concentrated vitamin C IVs, fresh vegetable juice, vegetable protein without salt, gallons of vitamin D milk for fat and calcium.
The ambivalence, yes.
What?
Two contradictory emotions, mixing, coexisting together. An adult, mature mind is never satisfied with only one response. It's common sense. Isn't that right, my fairy?
This room's a total mess, but certain spots look perfectly clean. Is it just a coincidence? No. There are no coincidences with this man. Mr. Morgan. I found several spots in this room that look strangely clean. Did you tidy up a bit because you knew we were coming?
Those are sanctuaries. They've existed from the start.
Sanctuaries.
That's right. Sacred places. Hovels for pure souls, if you will.
Were there originally objects in those hovels? Something you didn't want us to see?
The soul's still there. We haven't touched a thing. But we know you can't see anything. Hey, Simon. Don't touch the sanctuary.
Sorry.
That's a sanctuary. Don't ever touch it again. You've been watching us for 4.5 years, and you couldn't even figure that much out?
My bad. It's my first time actually coming inside, you know.
You're earning far more than you deserve, then.
Oh, damn.
What were you doing all day in that black Suburban? We thought wiretapping was your specialty. Don't tell me. Crossword puzzles. What do you think, my fairy? 4.5 years. All that time, and what does he have to show for it?
Crossword puzzles? No way. Come on, I thought you knew. I'm a Sudoku guy.
He doesn't seem to be bothered by the fact he just said you're terrible at your job. And you're earning way too much.
Agent Jones.
Aaliyah's not impressed.
Oh, right.
He's completely taken control of the conversation. At this rate, we'll never get anywhere. I need to press him some more. Agent Jones. The briefcase isn't even that big. How long does he intend to keep that up?
As long as it takes until he stops blushing, I think.
Does he have pizza menus stuffed inside there or something? Agent Jones? Did you find the files?
No. I'm still blushing. Don't look at me. Oh, we're getting some good stuff now. Greendale.
Mr. Morgan, do you recognize these files?
Whoa!
Don't touch the fucking sanctuary, Simon. Jeez.
Ow!
We told you. That's a sanctuary.
Let him go! Assaulting an FBI agent is an obstruction of justice.
We told you. Go. Ah! Stay back. Stay back. Sanctuary. Down. Savannah. Ah! 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 Yeah.
Mr. Morgan? I cut my finger with that can opener this morning. I thought I stopped the bleeding, but it seeped through. How could I be so stupid? Everything should be fine now. I'm sorry for being so careless. I made sure to read through your file and learn about your condition. The color red. Such an unusual thing to fear. Please, accept my deepest apologies.
I'm sorry too, Morgan.
I wonder if that makes it really hard for him to watch movies and stuff. I mean, there's a lot of red in movies.
I don't know what I was thinking. I'll never touch one of your
You know what, Simon?
sanctuaries
You kind
ever
of tripped
again.
over a can, so it's okay.
And no more red either.
Oh, that's true. Maybe he has a black and white TV. Juror Whitney.
Don't ever touch one again. I told them not to. Why would they do that? Make them go away.
Stuff like this made me so
Sanctuary.
sad while I was playing it. I was like,
Don't touch.
oh no, Zach, what's
Stay away.
wrong? What's wrong with you? What happened to you? Oh,
Now, may we return to our discussion?
Don't worry. I won't let them touch you again. I'll keep them away from us.
Strangely enough, this man has a fear of the color red. And I believe that fear is connected to the Greendale case. Here's another empty space. What does the word sanctuary really mean to him? Hovels for pure souls. Soon after Agent Jones started monitoring him, he was ordered to go through Morgan's trash. But he didn't find anything. Morgan used this machine to cut up everything, from his mail to his supermarket receipts. Then he even went as far as taking out his trash in parts. This is a very large shredder. Is there something you don't want people finding out about?
Good question. But we never know when some curious civil servants may come and sift through our trash now, do we?
You're already retired. What are you so worried about?
It's just a simple habit. From back when we were still on duty. Didn't they bang that into your head when you were up in Quantico?
Sorry.
Some habits are hard to break. No matter how hard you try.
Could you tell me what exactly the word sanctuary means to you?
Sanctuaries are sanctuaries. Nothing more and nothing less.
That doesn't explain anything.
Why do you wish to know?
Just curious.
Belle. You're a much ruder person than you initially seemed to be. Don't you agree, my fairy? What do our sanctuaries have to do with the investigation? If you're out of questions, then how about just going home?
Hey, mind if I jump in here?
Bring up pizza, Simon. I'm gonna be mad.
What is it, Simon? We hope you've got a real question for us.
Well, actually, I'm also a little curious myself. No one's supposed to touch any sanctuary, right?
That's what we said.
What about you, though? You can't even touch them yourself? Are there any extenuating circumstances?
What are you getting at?
I mean, I doubt if any of this really matters, but if no one can touch the sanctuaries, then how do you clean them?
He's just like, I'm not gonna answer that. Your question's dumb.
The files on the serial killings that shocked Washington State in 2010. Officially titled the
That's
Greendale
why.
Case.
Oh, it's my timeline ruined.
I never thought I'd take out files from a case I first heard about on the news. Mr. Morgan? I'd like to ask you some questions about this case now.
We don't want to remember that town.
I'm sorry, but there's no way around this. I remember hearing about this case on the news when I was still a student. A high school girl named Anna Graham was murdered and the FBI stepped in to take over the case. I also remember it becoming a sprawled investigation due to evidence found in the victim's throat. Is that correct? After that case, you went on sick leave for 2 years. And when you returned, you requested to be switched over to desk work. What happened?
Yeah, things did not go well for him after the Greendale case, clearly.
That's a private matter. None of your business, Bill.
Were you traumatized?
Damn, Aaliyah.
It's a common problem with prolific agents such as yourself. But there's another possibility that may make more sense. Perhaps You simply finished making preparations.
What are you getting at?
She thinks you're a serial killer.
Thinking too much about something will always turn it into a problem. The Greendale Case. Don't you think it resembles the Luke Carre case?
Read the report. We have nothing else to say.
I just need one more push. One more thing that can summon up the past.
Okay. So this thing was a honeycomb. It wasn't something gross like I thought it was.
A jar of honey with honeycomb inside it. There's nothing strange about it, but it still gives me
It's
a
in a
weird
weird
feeling.
spot.
That's royal jelly.
Huh?
You were staring at the jar, weren't you? Do you find it strange that there's honeycomb inside? We wanted to harvest royal jelly in its most natural state. The queen's main food source, created from the worker bee's secretions. It's a perfect food, filled with power, meant to fuel the birth of the next queen. By absorbing it into our own bodies, we too can acquire that power. Incidentally, did you know that all the worker bees are female?
No.
Guess they didn't teach you that at Quantico. Male bees are only born to inseminate. And they're born from unfertilized eggs to boot. They have short lives and don't even get stingers. Sort of feels like a glimpse into the future of our society, wouldn't you agree? Women are gifted with the power to conceive, give birth, and nourish their children. But men are consumed with the job of providing women with the chance to do so. If women no longer had to rely on men for the seeds of life, they would soon cease to desire them, we believe. Be careful, Simon.
Huh? Of what?
Your Belle's already stolen the reins from you.
Looks like another old antique. He collects milk cartons but treats valuable antiques like trash. What's going on in his head? The silver clock in that trash pile. Is that an H5?
That's right. John Harrison's 5th chronometer, completed in 1770. After many years, he completed it and presented it to the Board of Longitude in order to end their feud with him. That's only a replica, of course.
You like clocks?
Clocks are amazing. Prime fruit of the human race's intellect. We took the invisible idea of time and manifested it in these.
Yeah, I love clocks too. Absolutely
Simon.
fascinating.
I disagree.
Oh? Why?
Time is valuable precisely because it
Oh, I
can't
think
be
this is
seen.
where the True Detective quote comes in.
Yet nowadays people can't tell what time it is unless it's measured in numbers. Talk about idiocy. I don't mean to side with the Board of Longitude, but remember, humans used to cross oceans with the stars alone. We have our eyes to read moon charts and study the sky. We don't need clocks.
What if it's cloudy or storming?
All you need is courage and a love for adventure.
Hear that, my fairy? Courage and a love for adventure? Come on, Belle. Surely you know how many lives have been claimed by your pals' courage and adventure.
Hey, hold on a second here.
Oh, you didn't like True Detective? Oh, I love True Detective. And she is.
That Board of Longitude thing. What the heck is that? I mean, I've heard of it before. I'm an FBI analyst,
Yeah, but
remember?
you suck at your job, apparently.
I just sort of can't remember it right now. I know what it is, really.
It's okay, Simon, to admit you don't know something.
I'm telling the truth. Come on, Aaliyah, back me up here. Aaliyah?
She's like, no.
A picture of a leaf. This isn't just a picture of any leaf. It's the most important leaf. The belief in truth.
Okay, that's a weird segue.
Begins with the doubt of all truths in which one has previously believed. It's time to get down to business.
Yeah, he does come off that way, doesn't he? Wait, I know things, guys. Guys, can I be part of this conversation, please?
Mr. Morgan, please look at this.
What did we just say? We don't want to remember Greenvale.
This isn't a photo from Greenvale. Look closely at it. Former Special Agent Francis Zach
I do
Morgan.
like how they made the photo black and white. Dude was fear, I assume.
This photograph predates Greenvale. It's from the Lucare case you worked on in 2005.
Oh yeah, I can stream this. It's out now.
Red tree.
As of 12 a.m., it's been out.
Red tree.
Yes. A red tree.
Also, hello, Akari, how you doing?
Greenvale wasn't the first place you saw one of these. The Greendale case and the Lise Clarkson murder case. They're connected by these red trees.
Dun, dun, dun.
Aren't they?
Yes.
Red trees.
Answer me. What are these trees?
Red trees. Figured it out. Yes, smarter than we thought. Connection. Red trees.
I want the truth. Tell me everything you know.
All right, here we go. We're going to get into 2005 now.
The red trees. You really did your homework. Well done, Belle. You're good. Damn
Good.
Are you ready to talk now?
This reminds me of a movie I saw 20 years ago. Let me go talk about it for 20 minutes.
I want to know what went down in Le Carré in 2005.
Did I ever tell you about my theory about Tom and Jerry? Let's talk about that for a little bit.
Fine. We'll tell you. We'll tell you what happened in that town. Yes. It was that red tree. That red tree ruined my life. It was a sultry summer day. The sun comes down hard on you in
No,
the
you
south.
sure like to say it a lot while I'm riding around on my skateboard. Would you shut up about it?
Like a torrential downpour of demonic whispers. It all started back in that sweltering summer. We still had our best friend with us back then. The other me. My better half.
Here we go. Here comes York.
Never a choice. When somebody needs you, you can't turn away. You're their only lifeline, just a hero, a bullet for
I really want to hear the
high.
full song that
Working
was alluded to during the live stream.
Always a voice, a cry in the darkness, an echo of pain that's been long forgotten, but it haunts me, my destiny to be alone. There's a time when you see life for what it's gotta
They're
be.
shot in the opening.
You should know they'll destroy you. A call to me to keep searching, walk alone.
I gotta say, knowing how the game plays out, that opening takes a brand new meaning to me. I could pick out little plot points now. I know, right? Oh, it's such a shame. Holy shit! Hi, Swery!
Zach.
I do like this
Zach.
new aesthetic with the leaves falling down.
Can you hear me, Zach?
Oh, I got an answer. Hi, York, I hear you.
There you are, Zach. Sleeping again? Well, rise and shine. It's time for us to head back out
Hell
into the
yeah.
chaos.
Let's do it.
Isn't that right, Zach?
You guys are gonna love this intro with York. Just how he gets his skateboard is so cool. I love it. Man, that is a breakfast. Wow.
Zach, it looks like she wants us to join her for breakfast. Perhaps this town's finally starting to warm up to us.
Apparently, Francis York Market does.
Look at that, Zach. She's welcoming us with open arms. She's even willing to share that tasty morsel with us. What an honor.
Hurry up and chow down, mister. Unless you like your breakfast stale.
What an
He's bringing
amazing
all-
place.
bringing
I've
all
been
the
on
chicks
top of the
now.
moon since
Now
the
he's so
moment I
hot.
got here. And the name of this wonderful town, Le Carré, sounds like French to me. But what does it mean?
I'm the chef, David. If you want to know about the town, you'd better ask the concierge. Only amateur chefs flap their gums about stuff that ain't food related.
Did you hear that, Zach? He's a true professional.
You say something, mister?
No, not to you. I was just talking to Zach.
Zach?
Please don't ask me about Zach. It's a private matter.
If you say so, still. Never thought the FBI would ever come out to a little old town like ours.
I do work for the FBI, but I didn't come here for an investigation. I just happened to stop by on my way to New Orleans.
Never thought there'd be a murder out here either. And it was a 16-year-old kid. Now, I tell you, this country seems
that right,
better
David.
days. What you reckon, mister?
Zach, he's definitely a professional, but it seems like he's also a bit lonesome. That's good. Ambivalence exists everywhere.
Folks say the killer used an axe. Hell of an
Wow,
old-fashioned
he's going
choice
into
if you
detail.
ask me.
Actually, Chef David, if you don't mind, I'd like to ask you a few questions about the incident.
But shoot, I ain't the one you ought to be asking, Mr. FBI. I only heard what I heard. But seeing as you're fixing to grill me, I can tell you what I know.
Please do. I appreciate it.
All right, time to ask some questions. All right, what do you know about the victim?
You said the victim was a 16-year-old. Did you know her?
Well, sure. I reckon the whole town did.
Meaning?
She's Lise Clarkson, the little grandbaby of the Clarkson family.
The Clarkson family?
That's right. You ain't seen they sign on your way in here? The one above that huge cold storage complex. Should have had a dragonfly on it. Anyway, that's the Clarkson family seal.
I always wanted to visit Louisiana.
They own most of the land around here, from the sugar plantations right down to the food processing plant.
Seems like a really
I
fun place
reckon they
to
got a
visit.
stake in just about everything. They even own the water tower on the edge of town, you know. They're the ones who built up this town, and they still support it.
What do you know about the Clarksons' house?
Now, I ain't got nothing bad to say, but I'm gonna talk straight to you. You best steer clear of that.
That means we will go straight there.
That family ain't just some gang. They're a whole different kind of beast. They folks with real power. Remnants of the good old boys who shaped America in the early days. Especially the head of the family, P.J. Clarkson. He's the kind of monster who goes around eating other monsters.
Yeah, he's a rather intimidating-looking guy, too.
And I'm sure he's on edge now with his granddaughter getting murdered and all. So don't go barging in with that shiny FBI badge of yours and think you'll be safe for nothing. Things are different down here. So if you plan on sticking around, you best remember that.
I see. I'll keep that in mind.
Hey, what is the local law enforcement doing?
Is the local law enforcement investigating the case?
I take that as a no.
Shoot, mister, what you think? Now, I told you this ain't no city. We in the bonafide boondocks here. They got to know how to break up fights and keep folks from killing each other when they pissed you off. They sit down and talk it out with you heart to heart, and when that don't work, they just beat your ass. That's the Deep South for you. This murder ain't like that, though. A little kid got killed.
I don't think she's a little kid. I think she's 16?
A weird way, like something on a TV show. The sheriff's department ain't never seen nothing like this.
Live and Let Die, Angel Heart, and the Pelican
I
Brief.
did like the Pelican Brief.
Right? 9 out of 10 people will name those titles when you ask them to think of a film
The
set
Hard
in New
Target.
Orleans. They're all excellent movies, but to me they lack realism. Due to my line of work, I have a tendency to think deeply about what feels real and what doesn't.
What's your point?
Cat people. That's my point.
He
Cat
really
people.
likes that movie.
1982,
Hey, bye,
directed
Swery.
by
Thanks
Paul
for stopping
Schrader.
by. Have a good day.
The crowning achievement of Nastasia Kinski, the ultimate muse of the 80s. The most vital element of that movie is the reality it depicts.
Reality?
Leopards who turn into humans have intercourse with humans and turn back into leopards. Then they can only turn back into humans again if they mutilate their lovers. I was awestruck by the sheer reality of it all. Understand? I'm talking about hyperrealism. After watching it, I felt like I just had to experience the world of cat people for myself. That's why I decided to visit New Orleans.
Went to New Orleans because of cat people. I love it. Dude was just
Okay.
like, okay, dude.
Another vital element of cat people is the presence of Malcolm McDowell.
He was also in Silent Hill Revelation 3D. Did you know that, York?
Malcolm McDowell from Blue Thunder. Oh, talk about a masterpiece. Listen carefully, David. Only an amateur would call A Clockwork Orange his best movie.
I know he is admitting he's a furry. Him and George are both furries.
His best movies are cat people and blue thunder.
By Silent Hill Revelation 3D. What do you think about that one, York?
Period. You need to remember this, because it's
I
the
don't know.
truth.
I think that's your opinion.
Whatever you say, mister. So, what's your point again?
Cat people's awesome.
Never mind, don't worry about it. I already covered all the important parts.
Okay.
When you say it was like something from a TV show, what exactly do you mean?
Hey, mister. Why do you look so excited, huh? Like a kid asking grandma to read him a fairy tale.
I just can't seem to keep myself away from young women who died in bizarre
Dude.
ways.
Every time you say shit like that, it sounds so wrong.
Well, I ain't seen it with my own eyes, but folks say they found the body hanging under a bridge on the bayou. And under that bridge, there was some kind of altar.
Yeah, I gotta see cat people
altar?
and Blue Thunder.
Like something they use in black magic. Something horrible.
Voodoo?
Nah. Wasn't nothing like that. Just a weird altar.
That's all?
Oh, and the body was all cut up in pieces, scattered around the altar like.
So she was sacrificed.
That's what the fella who discovered her said, yeah.
Bingo, Zach. This case has got our names all over it.
You sure like sacrificed women, don't you? Oh, whoops. Here we go. This is the best.
By the way, Mr. FBI, I ain't seen a car in the parking lot. How'd you get all the way out here, huh? Don't tell me you walked.
Well, that's a very good question. Chef David, you've got a sharp eye.
Take a notice at his pajamas. They're from the hotel. They have the same the logo as the Casa Pineapple Hotel. So I guess he didn't bring pajamas with him per usual.
It's true that I didn't park my car in your parking lot. Do you know why?
Can't say I do.
Because it was stolen.
Huh?
I think he's lonely.
But you with the FBI, right?
Even FBI cars can be stolen. It could happen after you park your car on the side of the road and go off to do some legwork. When you're eating lunch, when you're watching a movie, when you're asleep at night, when you're buying cigarettes at the local supermarket. Your car can be stolen anywhere. That's precisely what it means to be an FBI agent. In my case, my car was stolen while I was on my way down here. But no need to worry. I already reported it to the local authorities.
Hey, but at least this time he didn't crash his car because he was looking at his laptop and phone and cigarette.
And I've also already acquired another mode of transportation.
Yet.
Another mode?
Want to hear the details?
Oh,
Not
come on,
really.
David. Come on, you heard his whole little diatribe about cat people. I think you'd want to hear this story. It's pretty good.
But I'll listen if you want me to.
I want a tip, goddammit.
Then please do. After I finished my work in Houston, I flew to New Orleans. Then, I rented a car at the airport. Whenever I visit the West Coast, I always rent a convertible, especially in California. But now I'm in hot and sticky Louisiana. So, I decided on a brand new hybrid car with a fully equipped air conditioning
Nice.
system.
A hybrid car?
Oh yes, they're marvelous. Vehicles that utterly defy everything you think you know about cars. Now, in the year 2005, it feels like we've finally entered the 21st century. Stomp down on the gas all you want. The engine won't make a sound.
It's silent?
Blowing David's mind already.
At first, I felt like the landscape was moving past me on its own. Give it a few more years, and I'm sure we'll start seeing cars that run purely on electricity. Who knows? In a decade or so, electric sports cars may end up lining the parking lots of
York,
Silicon
it's
Valley.
like you know the future. You're amazing.
I can see it now. It's the world of The Last Starfighter.
No.
1984, directed by Nick Castle. It's famous for being the first film to utilize realistic CG, but I couldn't care less about that. See, I was mesmerized by the beautifully refined mech designs.
I really gotta keep a list of all the movies he mentions in this game.
It even made me wish that I could be one of them myself. Especially the Gunstar spacecraft. No other sci-fi movie has ever
Sure,
had...
David's like, I don't really care.
So, where'd your hybrid car get stolen?
Well, I mean, I know all the ones he did in the first game, but not this one.
Sorry, I got off topic. I noticed it was missing after I finished my lunch and walked out of the diner. Incidentally, this diner was located at the entrance to a small town just south off the I-10. I went out to get back in it, but my hybrid car was nowhere to be found. I remembered exactly where I parked it, right between a blue pickup truck and a hedgerow. But when I came back from lunch, it had completely vanished. In short, someone stole it. And in its place, they left me this.
What?
A skateboard.
Oh, good night.
A skateboard?
Yes. While I was sliding my lunch into my stomach, someone was busy replacing my brand new hybrid car with a wooden board attached to 4 wheels. Remarkable, don't you think?
You seem pretty calm about this, that your car was stolen while you're eating lunch. I'd be a little bit mad.
So then how did you get here?
By riding the skateboard, obviously. Why do you look so surprised? No, I couldn't ride the board very well at first. But by the time I hit the 3-mile mark, I'd more or less gotten the hang of it.
Yeah, but I mean, he was without a car. I would have been mad. But he's like, oh, it's okay. They left me a skateboard. I could still move around here.
By the 10-mile mark, I'd even learned to do a few tricks. It was a journey of self-discovery. Not even I knew I had this latent talent sleeping
Hey,
inside
maybe
me.
you're a Tony Hawk.
This summer's gonna be another hot one. It's supposed to get
I like
over
how David's
95
like, I'm not gonna
today.
even comment on this. I'm just gonna change the conversation to the weather.
Watch out you don't go getting heat stroke.
The Lise Clarkson case needs us. Don't you
Hell
think so,
yes.
Zach? The cat people are what guided us to New Orleans. We should be thanking Malcolm McDowell. Once we get home, let's watch Blue Thunder again.
Alright, sounds like a plan.
I'm already looking forward to it. Aren't you, Zach? Zach. The searing light.
I know,
These scents.
right? I wonder if that's his, favorite actor.
It's the deep South.
You just triggered me, York. I'm so tired about hearing about the Deep South. Oh, man.
That was a fabulous breakfast. You're the world's greatest chef.
Didn't eat any of it.
Wait, mister. You didn't take a single bite.
Well, the tea was to die for. But I'd prefer coffee next time. What would a morning be without coffee?
He's like, yeah, I'm done. I'm not gonna even try your food. And he spent all that time talking to you, too. You could at least taste it. It looked really yummy. Alright. Let's go to his room. So unfortunately, in the sequel, we can't observe anything, which I was sad about. But holy shit, look, there's pizza! I did not notice this in my first playthrough. I didn't really take a look at the spread here, but wow. Simon would be in heaven. We got pizza, we got some maybe gumbo? Drumsticks. Fish, probably. A turkey. Bread. Trying to make a decision, my dude. Got a fat pie over there. Okay. I like how everyone else is dressed and York's like, you know what? I'm just gonna go eat breakfast in my PJs. Can't stop me. It's bread. Where's that Heather meme? No. This is my jam right here.
Sang Rouge. They're chasing it all over America. But I feel like we're finally on the verge of finding something now. Don't you, Zach? I think it's about time we ordered a new briefcase. Yes, I know this one carries a lot of memories, but it's seen too much. This hole's from the shootout in Tucson.
Oh, sorry.
Miami. Now, that was a fascinating case. Billy, our perp, cut his own torso
What the
right in
fuck?
two.
How does someone even do that?
Even with the help of the drugs, a feat like that still requires incredible mental
Guess he was
fortitude.
high as a kite.
I was so impressed that I forgot I'd left my briefcase on the floor.
You weren't disturbed?
Same floor his blood gushed out onto.
Oh, great. It's bloodstained. That's nice.
I know, Zach, I know. Now isn't the time for a trip down memory lane.
No, I actually kind of want to know more about that case. What the hell? So, what's really cool about the sequel is we still get the little segments where York talks to Zach about the case and lays out the clues, but this time we actually have more visuals, which is great, I think.
An emergent drug that's been on the rise in 4 southern states. Personally, I think it originated right here in Louisiana. And Lise Clarkson's murder must be connected to it somehow. The 16-year-old girl who was murdered. Her body was found beneath a bridge over the bayou, along with a strange altar. The powerful man who essentially controls the town of Lucare. and he seems to be more fearsome than your average gangster. I doubt he'll be willing to cooperate with any law enforcement, Zach. You know, I keep thinking about that movie we stopped to see on our way here, Zach.
Here we go.
The Island, 2005, directed by Michael Bay. For a movie being shown at a cinema complex, it was surprisingly artistic. An experimental setting mixed with hard-hitting drama. It was art house sci-fi. That director's going to change the history of art house films. Are you following me here?
No, I'm not.
This is another special film that's setting a new standard, just like Star Wars and Blade Runner did. This is a turning point, Zach. You may be witnessing the birth of a vital new word that will soon become a part of film history. Yes, this single movie may be responsible for creating a whole new genre several years down the line. A genre known as island movies. I sure like the sound of that. Don't you, Zach?
I didn't find the island that amazing. I mean, yeah, it was a fine movie, but... Well, no, not yet. I need to. Can you, repost it in the chat so people can know who you're talking about? I've been quite distracted lately. Let's save my game. ABS, baby. So how does this room compare to the one in Greenvale? It's pretty nice. That's shower, and sink, and bathtub. You can actually use the shower.
Due to the nature of our work, we've had to stay at hotels all over America. But Zach, do you know what I hate most about living out of a hotel? Shower pressure. The shower was invented so that human beings could quickly bathe in large quantities of water, correct? Yet there are far too many hotels in our nation that have showers with embarrassingly weak water pressure. It's an outrage. And I'll keep tooting my horn about this every chance I get, believe you me.
York cares about the big issues here. Shower pressure. Thank you. Let me click on the link. I think I subscribed. No, I didn't, so I'm going to subscribe. I like how we just took a shower and the guy is still waiting for us at the door. So yes, in this game you can grow a beard, though it doesn't really get long or anything.
Hey there, Chef. What's cooking?
Chef, what are you talking about, sir? I'm the concierge, David. I just heard from our chef that you wish to learn the meaning behind our town's name.
Yes, I've gathered that Le Carré is French, but does it have any special meaning?
Why, yes, sir, of course it does. A very clear, logical meaning. All names have meanings. Would you like to know what this one means?
Yes, I would.
It kind of
Jolly
looks like
good, sir.
his
Then
evil
allow
twin
me
or
to
something.
explain. Lucare means square in French.
Ah. And
That's it.
that's it?
Yes, that's it, sir. Do take a gander at the town map in the lobby if it fancies you. It's beautiful, valuable, and old. I'm sure you'll understand once you see it. Now, please excuse me, sir. If you ever need anything, please don't hesitate to ask.
Did you see that, Zach? That was clearly David. Not a twin, not a split personality, just the work of a true professional. It's bizarre, but I can understand it. Remember what they say, the job makes the man. Do you feel that, Zach? Dozens of paintings no one will ever see. The faint scent of tobacco baked into these walls for over a century. Now that's what I call a hotel.
Okay.
Zach, can you see him? His fashion sense is beyond me, but he appears to be a gentleman. Perhaps we should talk to him. Nice tie. Did you buy it here?
It's been a long time since someone spoke to me. No one these days ever tries to see me.
They can see what's far in the distance, but are blind to what's in front of them. No. Maybe they're only pretending not to see. That's what civilized society does to people.
Exactly. Ever since mankind got their hands on civilization, they zoomed away at a frightening speed.
Zoomed away from what?
Don't be a fool. You know the answer. As for me, just call me Hoongan.
Hoongan. The title given to a leader in a certain religion. Is that what you are?
Do you comprehend the oracle?
The Oracle. Put on your religion hat, Zach. Here we go.
Fell 10 maidens in the shrine of hunger. Find the flying serpent in the ambiguous zero. Dance with the flying serpent, and you will glimpse the other world.
10 maidens and an ambiguous zero. Got it. But what do you mean by otherworld?
Follow the oracle.
Zach, did you hear all that?
Yes.
Looks like we've already taken our first step into chaos. But such is our duty. We need
It
to
sure
accept
was
the
a thing that
chaos,
happened.
let it inside, then carefully dismantle it piece by piece. And after we've put all the pieces back into their rightful places, the truth will reveal itself. Let's capture the truth and present it with a shiny pair of silver bracelets, Zach.
Okay. Okay, it wants us to go look at the map.
Zach, this is Lucare. I think I'm finally starting to understand what our concierge was trying to say. You can tell this town was built by a very methodical person. No, wait. Maybe they just didn't care, and that's why it ended up this way. It's just another symbol of mankind's obsession with molding nature to fit our own rules.
All right, let's solve the Oracle.
Zach, what did you think of Hungan's Oracle?
Interesting.
Despite all the dramatic build-up, it's little more than a childish riddle. Heartwarming, really. Exactly the kind of feeling one gets from the good old-fashioned countryside. Now let's start by tracking down those 10 maidens. The Oracle gave us a place and an act. We need to go to the Shrine of Hunger and fell 10 maidens. Now where in this town can one satiate their hunger? The hotel and
definitely.
where?
Definitely
And the
the
10
sheriff
things
department.
that need to be knocked
Let's
down.
go there.
Simple, right? The answer is bowling. The shape of the bowling pin was based on the feminine form. The 10 maidens are the 10 pins. But a place where someone can both eat and bowl at the same time. I'm skeptical as to whether we'll be able to find such a place in a backwoods
I
town
thought you
like
asked
this.
me. You just keep talking. I thought I was going to answer this question. What's over here? Oh, no. All right, it is this.
Alexis's Diner and Lane.
Oh, then you missed Hungan. It was a really cool section, but we'll see him later.
This is it, Zach. There are even pins and a bowling ball on the sign. I bet we'll be able to eat some Cajun cuisine and bowl there. Maybe even both at the same time. Nice job, Zach. I knew you'd be able to find it. Now for the other Oracle. There's no flying serpent on this map. Could it be a contrail or perhaps a dragon? I'm sure we'll find out later. First, let's just figure out where we need to go. Do you know what the ambiguous 0 represents? 0 is usually treated as a base number, but under what conditions would a base number be ambiguous? The answer is temperature, Zach. Yes. 0 degrees Fahrenheit is minus 17.7 degrees Celsius, and 0 degrees Celsius is 32 degrees Fahrenheit. You'd be hard-pressed to find a more ambiguous 0 than that. The question is, does our 0 refer to Celsius or Fahrenheit? Let's think for a moment. We're in Louisiana. Which measurement system do we use here in America?
Oh, okay. Here.
The Clarkson Food Delivery Services Cold Storage Warehouse. That's got to be it. Even with this blazing sun in the sky, they can easily keep the temperature below freezing. Be honest now, Zach. You knew the answer from the very start, didn't you?
You got me.
And how about that Hungan? What a mysterious character. His oracles may end up determining how much time we spend in this town.
Sorry, boss, but this is a smoke-free hotel. If you're dying to smoke, head out the entrance and you'll find a smoking area in the rear parking lot.
Don't tell me. You're the
At
bellboy.
your service, boss.
Are you good friends with the concierge and the chef?
We work at the same place, yeah. But, I can't really say whether we're good friends with each other. We're all
He wears a
professionals,
lot of
though.
hats, doesn't
Nothing
he?
more, nothing less.
I believe we've struck gold here, Zach. It just screams deep south. Actually, no, it doesn't. This is all his charm. So, if I want to smoke, I should go out the entrance and around to the rear parking lot?
Bada bing, bada boom.
Okay. I'll play by your rules.
Yeah, this game doesn't allow us to smoke indoors.
You can tell this town was built by a very methodical person. No. Wait, maybe they just didn't care, and that's why it ended up this way. Either way, this town clearly forced nature to bend to its rules. A perfect symbol of the human condition. Yes, I can feel the horrible weight of all the sins that have been committed here. Can't you, Zach?
A little, deep, aren't we? Just a map. Okay. Let's go meet our partner. I think after I meet Patricia, I'm gonna wrap up for tonight and continue tomorrow, since I do have to work tomorrow, and it's 2 a.m. Oh, you know what? I'll go. Let's go at least to the diner, and then I'll wrap it up. Get used to seeing these loading screens. They're pretty long and sometimes get hung up. And make you think the game froze, and then you start to worry if you saved in the last 5 minutes.
Compared to non-smokers, smokers have a 4.7 times greater chance of getting lung disease. You know that means it's more likely than getting asbestos poisoning?
Do I give a fuck?
The risk of death from lung cancer is actually much lower than what you think it is. In fact, it's tiny when compared to heart disease, strokes, and pneumonia. We're always surrounded by easy ways to die, you know. Some people even get randomly struck by lightning and die right there on the spot.
Then I reckon you also know that secondhand smokers have 1.3 times greater the risk compared to smokers?
Of course.
So you won't mind paying the damages when I die of lung disease? How about writing that in a contract for me? You got a pen, right? I promise to protect you from all the evil in our world. Well, that's stupid. By the way, what's your name?
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please, just call me York. That's what everyone calls me.
Is something wrong with you? Adults ain't supposed to act like that. I only asked for your name so I can write it on the contract. You should have been able to figure that out if you're a real FBI agent like you said. Come on, sign here. Right here on the paper.
She walked away, we wouldn't have a game.
Just as I thought, Zach. This contract paper, it's a Sang Rouge wrapper. Sang Rouge is here, too. This must mean that Sang Rouge is connected to the Lise Clarkson murder case somehow. This is a sprawling case that spread across the entire South. It's within our jurisdiction, Zach. We'll need to steal the right to investigate from the local authorities at once. By the way, miss, what's your name?
Patricia Woods. But I gotta write my name myself, or else it won't be a real signature.
Tell me, Patricia, does this town have a sheriff Or is it under the jurisdiction of the nearest city police?
Perfect timing. Well, go on and steal it if you want it.
Here
I was
comes
just thinking
Melvin.
about how
He's
this
great.
is way out of my daddy's league.
Thank you for the information, Patricia. Okay, Zach, it's time to get to work. How should we seize control from the sheriff this time?
What they should really put here is, hey, to get the skateboard, press Y. That would have helped me out instead of running around for 3 hours without a skateboard. Oh, there's tons of amusing moments. Can I go back in? No?
Hey, my daddy's still in the parking lot.
Okay.
I thought you were gonna steal the right to investigate from him. Hurry it up.
Check out this ride. I love the paint job. Le crawfish. It's probably a Lou crawfish. Okay. Sheriff. Wait, where'd he go? It's kind of like a oh my god, a mullet. Professional on one side and then party in the back right here. Okay, let's go talk to him.
Hey there. So, you're the fella from the FBI I've been hearing so much about. I'm Melvin. They call me the sheriff
Hey,
around
Melvin.
here.
Quite a ride you got.
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan? But call me York if you can. That's what everyone calls me.
Huh? Well, all right. Mr. York. How's that sound?
Fine by me.
I'm sure you figured this out, but our town's a small one. Yeah, folks are already busy spreading gossip about how some FBI agents come to town. Now, I reckon you came from the city. What was it? D.C., L.A., or New York? Anywho, in the city, it's normal not to know who your neighbor is. Fella who moves in next to you could cook up a dozen folks in his backyard and no one would bat an eye. That's the
Yep.
city for you. Now, I never lived in one myself, but I visited them a few times, so I know what it's like. All pigs must die in the city of wolves. Yeah! Now, does that sound badass or what? I bet you'd... Hey! I know, CLG. I'm just trying to make a little small talk, that's all. Anywho, round these parts, everyone knows each other's name. So lots of folks get leery when they see an étranger like you, and since it's my duty to protect the town, I thought I'd stop by and say hello.
Zach, it looks like this sheriff is quite the happy-go-lucky type. A clear indication of just how peaceful this town
Oh,
is.
what the fuck?
Melvin, about the Lise Clarkson case.
I knew you were here for that case. Can't put one past the FBI. So they even got eyes on the smallest of towns like us, huh? Our world is filled with information, and it's all within their grasp. FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
The Lise Clarkson case is connected to a top-secret case that we've...
I know. If you're fixing to take the lead, then go right ahead. I'm just the humble sheriff of a tiny little town. My jobs are to stop my neighbors from beating the piss out of each other and listen to old folks complain. Honestly, this whole murder case has been weighing me down. So I'm gonna give you my full cooperation, Mr. Special
That was
Agent,
easy.
sir.
Well, Zach, that was anticlimactic. I didn't even get to use my secret weapon. Melvin, there's a cold storage warehouse on the southern end of town, isn't there? I'd like to get permission to enter it.
Say what?
You want to see where the body's being kept, right?
Oh, I get it now. Lisa's body, yeah. Now, that's what I call a special agent. You already figured that much out. But, I'm not too sure that, going down there at this point is really gonna help much, you know?
Explain it yourself, Daddy.
That's incredible. I don't believe this. Amazing. Did you hear that, Zach? They put the body in a cold storage warehouse. This is fantastic.
It is?
Insanely fantastic.
Really? Well, how about that? Well, all right then. I'll head on down to the warehouse ahead of you and make sure we get permission to search it.
Sounds good.
The management company only keeps the warehouse open during certain hours, so you'll have to come during those hours. I ain't looking to create any further disturbances. So be on time. Got it?
Sure.
Come on, let's roll, CLG.
I'm gonna walk home, Daddy. I still got another stop to make.
Oh, if you say so, sweetie. She's a real sharp one, as you can see, so I try to stay out of her way.
Won't be explained, don't worry.
Well, all right then, York. I'll see you at the warehouse.
Bye.
Hey, you. You ain't secretly cutting kids up and sticking them into jars while you work as an FBI agent on the surface, are
That
you?
got dark.
Or using your FBI connections to sell kids to child trafficking organizations?
I've arrested people who've done both, but I've never engaged in either of those activities myself. Of course, I have imagined doing such things in order to learn more about the psychology of the criminals I deal with.
It was just a joke. Why are you getting all serious? And don't tell me what you imagine, or else I'll get scared of you for real. Hey, can I come with you? You signed a contract with me, remember? And besides, I'm kind of worried about my daddy.
Do whatever you like. This is America, land of the free. But I have one condition.
What condition?
Don't ask me about Zach. It's a private matter. Zach, it feels like she's carrying something with her. Kind of reminds me of you back when we first met. I can't leave her alone like this. You feel the same way, don't you?
So, she's 10. I said, believe she's 10. I think she's 10 years old. So, you have 3 modes of transportation. You have your skateboard, you can run, which I did because I didn't realize how to ride my skateboard, or you can take an Uber, which won't be unlocked for a little bit, but yep.
By the way, Patty, what do you usually do when you're at home?
Is this an interrogation?
Oh, no. I just figured that since we're working together now, it'd be a good idea to learn a little more about you.
Should an adult male like you really be asking a little girl this kind of question? Feel like I heard a story about this sort of thing on the news once.
There's a time and a place for everything. You know exactly who I am, and I've also introduced myself to your father. Besides, you're the one who said you wanted to come with me.
I was just kidding, jeez. You're an FBI special agent. Why would I ever need to worry?
You shouldn't automatically trust someone just because they're an FBI special agent. One's profession and one's personality are completely separate things. For example, one special agent may fall spiritually in love with a genius criminal who enjoys the taste of human flesh.
That's Hannibal. You pulled that straight out of a movie.
Just because it's a film doesn't mean it isn't deeply rooted in reality. You can't judge people solely based on where they work or how they look. You need to think hard and decide things for yourself.
Fine.
So allow me to ask you this. How do you feel about me?
I don't know. I only just met you.
Exactly. Now it sounds like you're thinking. You should never feel the need to force an answer out or pretend like you know something you don't. Zach, she's a good kid, isn't she? Honest and straightforward.
Oh, wait, there's one thing I can say.
Oh. What?
When you talk to yourself like that, it really creeps me out. Did you start doing that after you became an adult? Or have you just always done it? Either way, you should stop doing it. It's really weird and, makes me wince whenever I hear it.
Ooh, Zach, did you hear that? No need to worry. Neither of us are weird, I can assure you of that. She's probably just having trouble finding the right word to describe us. No, I think I'll stop there. Wouldn't want her to think we're getting desperate.
Like I said, it's really creeping me out.
Sorry, you are weird. So you can talk with her. There's a variety of conversations you can have, but they will repeat, just like York's traveling conversations on his skateboard. But before I do that, oh, whoops. Okay, yes. Let me adjust the sound. Oh, no. Confirm. Because the sound isn't really balanced, just like in the original game, and a lot of times the skateboard noise or just his footsteps can overpower the dialogue. So my first time through, I left it all on default, but let's have a little bit better sound experience this time. So.
Okay, Patty. I'm going to try asking you that question again. What do you do when you're at home?
I watch TV and look up stuff on the internet, I guess. Ain't much else to do when you're out in the middle of nowhere.
Really? For some reason, I envisioned you working hard to take care of all the chores around the house.
Well, of course I do stuff like that, too. But doesn't everyone? Why bother talking about it?
Other kids your age don't help out their parents. They're too busy talking with their friends on the phone or through emails.
That's stupid. I don't get why everyone's so obsessed with...
Melvin called you a strange name. CLG, I think. What exactly does that mean?
Clever little girl. That's what it stands for, at least. It's nice that he made up his own nickname for me and all, but it sounds kind of weird. I wish he'd call me something normal, like just Patricia or Patty, you know?
Patty? Now that name's got a ring to it. I like it. How about Zach and I call you Patty from here on out?
Do whatever you like. Weirdo. You're heading to the warehouse, right? You gonna go straight there?
Well, I'm not sure yet. I'll have to talk to Zach. We're also on a mission to fell 10 maidens, you see. I'm eager to visit Alexis's diner in Lane, but we've only just arrived in this town, so it might be nice to stroll around a bit.
What? I thought you came here to investigate.
Patty, you're still just a child. Why do you worry so much? We're born to be free, and this is America, land of the free. You should always feel free to do whatever you want. Isn't that right, Zach?
Maybe I shouldn't have come with you. I'm getting kind of nervous now.
You love it, Patty. He's great. So, oh, there she. So, she'll follow you around when you run around, but when you're on your skateboard, she'll just disappear. I always just assume he's like carrying her on his back. Oh, you know what? I should probably show it off. Alright, so this is the pause menu. It's very similar to the one in Deadly Premonition. A lot of cool little knickknacks. We got our inventory. 30 items at first, but a little bit later there's a side mission I can do where I can expand it to 40. Yep. So as the game continues and I meet some more people, it's going to start marking their homes, other little important like locations. Don't be like me and be a dummy and never go down this way, or you're going to spend forever looking for a lily emblem. Yeah, there's a lot of little interesting areas we can visit. So we're gonna be heading over here. Journal. So this is where you get your lists of side missions and your main missions. Unfortunately, it doesn't give you like a full list. So like, let's say I unlock a side mission. I actually don't know how many there are in this game. There seems to be quite a lot. I think I've done, my previous save, I think I've done at least 40 something missions, but each time that they pop up, there'll be a little list here that you can also bring up by hitting the plus button here. All the open missions. So the main missions are in red, and then you're going to have some side missions which are blue, and then there's free missions which are kind of like sub side missions that are just little kind of quests you can do to earn quick money and stuff from the board in the sheriff department. Data. Okay. So stamps, this is really important if you're going to play the game. You'll earn a variety of stamps for doing stuff like miles traveled, enemies you defeat, completing side missions, and you do get prizes. So for every 40 stamps you unlock, and a lot of these are shooting animals on the first bit, you will get a new suit. So far in my previous game, I've gotten 4 new suits. So I have like 121, I think, stamps unlocked. But to get the prize, you have to open up this list. It doesn't let you know. So the first time, I opened up in the beginning, and then later on I just opened it up to see what kind of shit I did, and I had gotten a suit because I had 40 stamps by that point. So if you're going to play, make sure you check it often to see how many of you unlocked, just so you get that prize. And over to the right are some books. Those are albums. You're going to need to look at those for the lily emblems a little bit later. Anything else I can share? Oh, information, the guidebook. This is a great addition. So you got your basic controls, just little tutorials are all going to be in this section. So if you do something new or experiencing something new in the game, you'll get that pop-up window, but if you need to refer to it again, it's in this section. So very useful if you forget how to do something. They really knocked it out of the park with the tutorials in this game this time around, which is great. Though I did see that in Polygon's review, the guy still didn't understand what cigarettes did, but I don't know. Yeah, so. Alright, Penny, I think you have something else to say.
So you clearly love TV shows, but what about movies?
Movies? We don't even have a movie theater around here, so I can only watch what I manage to catch on TV.
Like what?
For some reason, the only movie channel we get at home is the sci-fi one, so I just watch a lot of sci-fi.
Like what? What's the last one you saw?
The one with Schwarzenegger, where there's all these clones.
The Sixth Day, 2000, directed by Roger Spottiswoode. You must be very well versed in sci-fi if you can appreciate an Arnold S. film.
I thought it was way too easy for them to make more clones. And you'd never see a clumsy investigation like that on CSI.
That's right. It's realistic. Everything about that film is so realistic. It may be difficult for a child to understand. But, Patty, that's not your fault.
Wait, where'd Patty go? Oh, there she is.
Hey, let's shout something out loud.
Like what?
Chocolate Sundae.
Okay, sure. Actually, never mind. This is stupid.
And I'm collecting these random items because I'll use these later to make items that will increase York's stats for like his gun that he's gonna get a little bit later, and himself. But he can punch. Look at him go! Woo! I can accidentally punch Patricia. Oh wait, maybe I can't. I punched her at one point. Oh, maybe I didn't punch her. Maybe I punched a pedestrian. Yeah. So it's pretty hard to see where items are without using your little vision. I mean, you see the little glints, but it can be difficult. Which I think kind of sucks, especially when it's stuff that's dropped by enemies or the little UFOs in the sky. Anything else to say?
Patty, this town is so peaceful.
Excuse me? Did you forget that we're investigating a murder case?
True, but it's still far more peaceful than...
Oh, why did you cut it off? Oh, it's because I'm near the lane.
Hey, Agent York.
Yes?
Is that... Sorry, never mind. I think I was just seeing things.
Whee! You can't do any tricks right now. They're not unlocked, unfortunately.
Hey, Zach, it looks like we were right on the money. Tracing the San Rouge distribution route led us right to Louisiana. You know what that means. We've got a hot hand, and Lady Luck's given us far more favor than she ever has before. We just happened to hear news about Lisa's murder.
I fucking bumped something, sorry.
So, what do you think of him? Yes,
Oh, this is the long
I'm talking about
conversation
him.
we'll have later. Okay. Do you have anything else to say before I go in there?
So you clearly love TV shows, but what about movies?
Movies? We don't even have a movie theater around here, so I can only watch what I manage to catch on TV.
Like what?
For some reason, the only movie channel we get at home is the sci-fi one, so I just watch a lot of sci-fi.
Like
Oh, wait,
what?
we had
What's
this
the last
conversation,
one
didn't
you
we?
saw?
The one with Schwarzenegger, where there's all these clones.
The Sixth Day, 2000, directed by Roger Spottiswoode. You must be very well versed in sci-fi if you can appreciate an Arnold S. film.
I thought it was way too easy for them to make more clones. And you'd never see a clumsy investigation like that on CSI.
That's right. It's realistic. Everything
We
about
heard
that
this
film is...
conversation.
Hey,
No, we heard that one.
let's shout something out loud. Patty, what's that?
That
Okay, I
tree?
guess she's not gonna talk about CSI yet. Alright.
Patty, is something wrong?
I got something to say. When I first met you in the hotel parking lot, you mentioned Saint Rouge, right? If you want to find it, maybe you should track down Professor R.
Professor R.
Yeah, Professor R owns the jazz bar on the other side of the bayou.
How do you know that?
Because...
Because, huh? Interesting.
Hey, she has her secrets, you have yours, okay? Actually, no, I'll save it here. So their little banter is really cute. I really enjoy it. Just in case. Gonna save. What happened to my first save? Oh, there it is. So it's really cool during the live stream. Swery was talking about the diners and stuff that they visited. Someone's missing. Kind of looks like Kason. It's just a white guy with glasses. A fat white guy with glasses. But I'm gonna say it looks like Kason just because. Oh, good night. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up as soon as I'm done with these cutscenes. York would love the room, I think.
"10 maidens, Zack. Let's topple their hourglass figures and complete this oracle once and for all."
Oh, my Lord. I don't believe I've seen you around here before. Sorry, honey, but you can't smoke in here.
Yeah, York, Jesus.
Since you're with Patricia, I'm guessing you're some friend of Melvin's.
He's Agent York from the FBI. This is Alexis, the owner of this restaurant. I'm helping out Agent York in his investigation. We signed a contract.
Oh, my Lord. Well, ain't that something?
I'm FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please, call me York. Everyone's always called me that.
Oh, my Lord. Well, that's got to be the strangest introduction I've ever heard. No wonder everyone in town's been talking about you.
I want a chocolate sundae, but no cherries. I want 2 wafers instead. Don't put too many Rice Krispies on it. Oh, but don't scrimp on the chocolate syrup either.
Oh, my Lord. And what'll it be for you, honey?
Hello, welcome.
Alexis, are these photos of the town?
Oh, you like my pictures? My hobby's collecting snapshots of what our town used to be like. So whenever someone gives me an old picture, I just put it up here on display. Our world these days feels a bit cold to me, you know? Just thought it'd be nice to help folks remember what it was like in the good old days.
Zack, did you hear that? The good old days. Even in a remote town that's already far behind the times, there are still people who yearn for the past.
She told me what was going on, you know.
What?
Lise, you don't need to try and hide it from me, honey. Last time she came here, she told me all about it. Some odd fella was following her around, stalking her like.
What kind of fellow?
She said he had a really tall shadow.
How tall?
As tall as an oak tree.
Did that ring any bells for you?
Sadly, it didn't. I know just about everyone in this here town, but I ain't never seen a man who stands that tall. Maybe it really was an oak tree and she just mistook it for someone. Sometimes the silhouettes of them trees, with lots of Spanish moss hanging down, make me feel a little funny too.
I don't think so, Alexis. Lise said the shadow was following her, correct? That means she must have been stalked by a man as tall as an oak tree. If she had only mistaken an oak tree for a person, she wouldn't have described it that way. She might have said,
It felt like a crowd of people was staring at me.
Yes, exactly. She certainly wouldn't have talked about being followed by someone. Thank you, Patty. Zack, this data is all very intriguing, but it isn't the answer we're looking for. We came to knock down the 10 maidens, remember?
Oh, yeah! Booyah! Oh, I got a turkey!
truly mesmerizing, Zach. This is why I never tire of small-town investigations. Same goes for you, right?
Agent York, if you're fixing to bowl, you're gonna be disappointed. Mrs. Carpenter never lets anyone else use the lane while she's here.
Patty, that's exactly what I came to do. You see, Zach and I need to bowl down 10 maidens.
Fine, go on and try if you wanna, but I'm gonna eat my sundae.
It looks good.
Hey! Are you nuts?
What's the most addictive drug in the world?
How should I know?
It's sugar, Patty. Far more people die from obesity and diabetes than from cocaine and heroin. Alexis, would you give her some milk?
Oh, my Lord. Coming right up, honey.
Sugar might be dangerous, but it ain't against the law. You got no right to take that from me, even if you are some FBI agent.
Actually, Patty, I do. We signed a contract, remember? I promised to protect you from all the evil in our world.
Hey!
Delicious. What an amazing chocolate sundae. Zach, I think we just uncovered an incredible treasure here. I feel like I could eat one of these every day while we're in this town.
Oh, what?
That was messed up, York.
Just hurry and finish up your investigation already. Can't stand being inside this place without a chocolate sundae, not even for a second.
Don't worry, Patty. I'll knock down those 10 maidens in the blink of an eye. You just wait here and drink your milk.
Meh.
What'll it be, honey?
This is going to be the first side mission where I didn't find the item until, I don't know, 20 hours after I finished my first playthrough. It was that hard to find. And it's somewhere where you would never expect rice to be.
What'll it be, honey?
She's the sister of David from the hotel, by the way. Right, let's talk to Mrs. Carpenter. Who's very superstitious.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Oh, howdy, stranger. My, you're a handsome one. You came out here from the city, didn't you? I can always spot you city folk from a mile away.
I'm FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Would you mind calling me York, ma'am?
Oh, so you are from the FBI. I thought as much. So sophisticated. Well, my horoscope in the paper today told me I'd be meeting someone new. And those horoscopes never miss. They're the real deal. Well, one even predicted when I'd bowl my first perfect game. Oh, no! Oh, could you stand a bit closer to me? Whew, that was a close one. If you move any further that way, you'll cast a shadow over the lane. Well, the sheriff did that once, and something horrible happened. The next time I bowled, I got a gutter ball. First time in 12 years. I was mortified. And I am going to make sure nothing like that ever happens again. In our world, some routines lead to good things, while others only lead to the bad. So, you mustn't ever cast a shadow over the lane. Is that understood?
It's her routine, Zach. Understand? Just like us and coffee. Incidentally, ma'am, would you mind letting me use this lane too? I'm investigating the Lise Clarkson murder case. And I need to topple 10 maidens, no matter what it takes.
No, absolutely not. Not even the FBI can take my lane from me. I haven't given it up once ever since my husband passed away over a decade ago. I'll never break my promise
You can't just
to him.
hog the lane.
Now, if you'll excuse me. Ooh, you like that? That's what I'm talking about. Who's your mama?
Zach, it looks like negotiations have failed. Now I'm afraid we have no choice but to force her to let us use her bowling lane.
Punch her.
Yes, I know. I won't do anything illegal.
Actually, I did say something illegal.
That stance, always works on a split. Oh, yeah, never fails.
Zach, our new friend, appears to be a very superstitious lady. We should try and utilize this trait of hers in order to gain access to the lane for a bit. That was an amazing shot, Mrs. Carpenter. In fact, it may have been the most amazing shot I've ever seen. Speaking of which, where did you happen to find all those neat little items? The ones you used to help you bull that split just now.
Ooh, you got a keen eye there, Mr. Special Agent. Taking a liking to my collection, have you?
Oh, yes. A great liking.
I buy all my charms and power stones from Erzuli Frida.
Erzuli Frida.
Yes, it's a mystical establishment run by the Mirror.
The Mirror.
If you're interested, I can mark it on your map for you.
Zach, this is it. Erzuli Frida. There must be a treasure trove of dubious trinkets on sale there. We may even be able to find something capable of changing her mind. It really feels like we're in the deep south now, doesn't it?
Okay, that's where I'm gonna wrap it up for now. I will continue this tomorrow, probably around 8:30. Well, yeah, I hope you guys are liking the game so far. It is a hoot. So you guys have a great day tomorrow, and I'll speak to you all again real soon. Good night, everybody. Bye.